we met the first time. It was in a Dubai Chamber of Commerce event. You were speaking in a promising start. A mobile application. You take an image for your anything, receipt, an invoice, anything, and a team of accountants work in the background, and you don't have to worry about it. So you're a small business, you're a startup. It's just that simple. So the simplicity was what got me to remember this idea. So as a start, Fadi, what was the ignition? What ignited this idea to your mind, or how it came to you?
Honestly, because I am, let's say, I'm finance background, and I love to organize my financial personally. So imagine that every time that you need to record your personal bills or anything that you paid for any expenses, you have to use maybe a book or maybe Excel sheet or even any application. So, but you have to put all the information. You have to put who's the vendor or what is the type of expenses you have to do, and you have to put some numbers. So the process was really tough to some extent. So that pushed me. Why not just simply I just take picture, someone do all that part, and I pay for that. It's taking a lot of time from myself. So why not just taking picture and someone else and behind the scene do all the job, and just open simple communication between both parties. So I can answer. I'll be of course in a good position, just like sending messages through WhatsApp. I'll just answer him whatever questions that he has. So that's triggered my the idea, and then I say why not implement that, but not for personal. I said I will target the small and micro companies.
2017, when you started, you had, of course, some assumptions in mind about who would be your customer, how they interact with it. Any main assumptions that you put in the beginning have drastically.
We were expecting, or I was expecting that companies are organized to some extent, or they will find taking pictures is a simple process for them. But even this simple process for them, it's not that simple, especially because different users involved in uploading the documents, so that make it little difficult in that sense. As you mentioned, actually at the beginning, it was a good introduction about the idea, but simply as you know, every company required an accounting service. Either it's micro, small, big companies, whatever that level of that company, they require an accounting services. But the issue with these micro, small companies, especially, that they cannot afford to pay such a price for full time, of course, or even for a part-timer or freelancers. And the process, it's very difficult for them because they have to gather all these bills in a way, maybe in the bag in somewhere, then sit with a freelancer at the end of every month. Then they have to do all these entries manually, Excel sheet, and at the same time subscribe to one of the accounting ERPs that in the market. So we said, why not simplify all this process for them, and in the same time give them this process, give them this service at a very reasonable price for such companies. So that's why we said, guys, don't do anything more than just taking a picture. So you got the bill, just take picture, and we will give you accounting services which will be reflected to your financial statement. And here it's not simply send it to an accountant. No. It's a complete ecosystem where data entry will put the information, accountant will do the recording, and then there is a checker check behind it. So imagine all these ecosystem, all these levels of accounting serving one documents from one company, and we give them this price for a very simple, very reasonable price for them, which is mainly 3 packages: 150 dirham per 50 transaction, 375, and or the maximum, which is 300 documents. If they have 300 documents in monthly basis, so they're paying only 600 dirham. So imagine that with a 150, which is more, almost 60 or 65% of our existing customer. So they are paying only 150 and getting
how
full
much percent?
accounting
30%?
services. 65% of our customer, they are paying only 150, which is package number 1, because they are not exceeding 50 documents per month. Freelancers or startups and co-working spaces and these kind of or hairdresser, so they don't have that much of invoices. So that is the idea.
Yeah.
So as you said, yes, there is a lot of assumptions. Let's say we started with, then we are considering it seriously. There is a little change between what we have assumed at the beginning and what after all our experience. One of them, as I said, it's simply taking that picture.
How easy?
And that simple. Yeah. It's actually because it's an habit. It's not that much. It's only because of the habit. We have to educate the clients now. Instead of keeping these all in your bag at the end of the month, because that is their whole lives habits. So instead of keep it at the end of the month, just simply. Yes, exactly, and then taking all the pictures together. So we said no, simply take it as soon as you get the bill or the document, just take picture, send it, and forget about it.
Yes, it's a matter of habit, I guess. Mainly, one of the things you can make them some points or some gamification, so that it gives them incentive when they report it right away. This can be one of the ideas. So. And
perfect. Actually, this is one of our ideas, that if they send a less number of documents in one time, it will be less cost than if they send more documents in a bulk amount. So that will push them more to send it. Yeah.
And one of the interesting things that got in my mind when you spoke to me about it was you have an idea for having, like, similar to the Uber model for the auditing firms to get them on board. We'd like to mention a bit about this.
Yes, actually, the idea now
it's one of the things that can get it to the mass of the small businesses.
Exactly. Yeah. Actually, it's at this level. It's an Uber style kind of a business model where we charge the clients per documents, and we give the documents to an accountant. They are not in-house now. Yes. The accountant are not in-house. As I said, we have 3 levels: data entry, accountant, checker. They are not in-house, and we compensate them based on number of documents that they finish. So we are a technology company in the middle, taking these documents from the clients, give it to a professional accountant to do it. Later stage, will provide to these companies, the small micro companies, the auditing services. And why the auditors cannot target such companies? Mainly because the audit service cost is very high. The auditors cost very high. They cannot go to, they have a minimum cost, so they cannot serve such companies and charge them with that level of the price. So that's why, and because of the process itself, so that's why they cannot target such companies. In our model, then simply they can target this model. They can simply, we will give them access to one of the companies they require an auditing services. They have all the picture attached, all the entries done from a proper professional accounting accountant. So they will match. If they have any questions, they raise it to the accountant. Otherwise, they will stamp the audit, send it to the clients. So this is where we can provide or allow these companies, the small and micro companies, to get an audited services as simple as that, and as a very reasonable price for such companies.
Very good.
That Fuad. Now, just to give you the future of the idea. Now, as I explained now to you, is companies upload documents. Now, this company has a profile. The documents has a profile. Let's say the company has a profile, like it's a hairdresser company, or let's say small real estate brokerage company. And on the other side, the accountant, when he registers with us in our ecosystem, he is also an expert in that field. So when the company upload documents, I will not send it to anyone. I will send it only to accountant who has experience with such services. So that will give more, let's say, professional communication between both sides. This is number one. Number two, now, if the documents have been categorized from the data entry level, it's sales or expenses or assets, let's say, it will go to an accountant who professional is sales for such company. So we will be very specialized in a level of the documents, send it to a very specialized accountant doing that job. But here we should have balance between the demand and the supply. Here, when we say demand, the company is demanding the service, and the accountant will supply such services to these companies.
About the investment, how has it been going those 2-3 years that you've been working?
We were able to raise one round with angel investors with a small amount, honestly. Not more than $200,000, less actually,
right.
Less. This is the main. When we started to talk with VCs, they raise it clearly that investors hate to invest in accounting services companies because they have a very bad experience with them. So we got that feedback, honestly, and it was very, very, very clear, because they said there are a lot of ERP accounting services. But we tried a lot to explain to them, no, but we are not ERP accounting services. We are not copying QuickBooks, FreshBooks, Tally, and these such services. And we are a completely different business model. But still, they see it still in this stage. It's really difficult and challenging to make it.
You're having data. All those small businesses, you can retarget to them different services later on. And
I agree exactly. And this is the aim, actually. This is the target. I agree.
Yeah.
I agree.
So and now you're looking for any.
We are looking for an investment around $400,000 to reach 1,000 clients. So that is our target, and this is what we are looking for now.
Very good. And how many clients currently?
We have around reach 100 clients now. 100 clients. Yes. So we want to 10 double that. 10 times increase that number. So by getting from $400,000.
Yeah. Very good. Best of luck, Fadi, and was
Thank
a
you
pleasure
very much.
having you. Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot. Thank you.